Sahih al-Bukhari 608, Sahih Muslim 223. Today we uncover a powerful teaching of the Prophet Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him. His explanation that Shaytan tries to distract the believer in Salah. This is preserved in Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. Have you ever stood in prayer, raising your hands with focus, only to suddenly remember something you had forgotten all day? Have you ever recited verses, but your thoughts wandered to work, family, or trivial worries? Why does distraction strike at the very moment we are closest to Allah? The Prophet revealed the unseen answer. He said that when a person begins to pray, a devil approaches. This devil whispers into the heart, reminding the worshipper of matters that pull the mind away. Sometimes the person forgets how many rakas they have prayed. Sometimes they rush through their words without reflection. And sometimes they finish their prayer without remembering what they recited at all. The Prophet gave this devil a name, a special one appointed to disturb Salah. Its mission is not to stop you from beginning prayer. Shaytan knows many believers will pray no matter what. Instead, its mission is to rob your prayer of its sweetness, to make you leave without focus, without connection, without reward. The companions themselves felt this. They asked the Prophet why their thoughts drifted during prayer, and he explained that Shaytan's whispers are behind it. This unseen enemy looks for the exact moment of worship, because that is when the believer is closest to Allah. If he can distract you, then he steals the heart of your prayer. This teaching opened the eyes of the believers. They understood that Salah is not just a ritual of standing, bowing, and prostrating. It is a battlefield, and the enemy does not sleep. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, did not only expose Shaytan's trick, he also gave the cure. He explained that when a believer feels distracted in Salah, when whispers flood the mind or doubts about rakas appear, they should seek refuge in Allah from Shaytan, then turn slightly to the left and spit lightly 3 times without saliva. This simple action, taught in authentic hadith, breaks the devil's hold and silences the whispers. Why to the left? Scholars explain that the left side is the side of Shaytan. By spitting without saliva, you are not insulting another human being, but symbolically driving away the whisper. Combined with seeking refuge in Allah, this action humiliates the devil and restores focus. The companions practiced this. They learned that when distractions arose, they could resist with remembrance instead of giving in. Some of them described how their focus would return instantly after following the Prophet's guidance. This remedy reveals a deeper truth. The devil has no power over the believer except through whispers. He cannot force you to forget. He cannot control your mind. He can only whisper. When you remember Allah, his whisper dies. When you resist, he flees in humiliation. The Prophet also advised believers who forget their rakas because of distraction to act with discipline. If uncertain, complete what is most likely correct, then perform 2 prostrations of forgetfulness at the end of the prayer. This way, even when Shaytan succeeds in confusing the count, he still fails to ruin the prayer. The believer completes it in obedience and earns extra prostrations that humiliate Shaytan further. The companions saw this as empowerment. The Prophet had shown them that they are not helpless victims of distraction. They are soldiers in prayer, armed with remembrance and action. When Shaytan whispers, the believer fights back with Allah's name. The hadith of Shaytan distracting in Salah carries timeless lessons for us. First, it shows us that the unseen battle is real. Shaytan works hardest not when we are heedless, but when we are in worship. He knows that prayer connects us to Allah. If he can rob that connection, he weakens our faith. Awareness of this battle makes us stronger. Second, it teaches us the value of focus in prayer. Salah is not meant to be rushed. It is meant to be lived with presence. Every verse, every bow, every prostration is a conversation with Allah. Shaytan wants to reduce it to empty movements. By resisting distraction, we bring life back into our prayer. Third, it provides practical protection. Seeking refuge in Allah, spitting lightly to the left, and prostrating for forgetfulness are simple but powerful shields. They remind us that Shaytan is weak. His power lies only in whispering. When we remember Allah, he flees. Fourth, it reassures us. Every believer struggles with distraction. Even the companions admitted it. But the Prophet did not condemn them. Instead, he gave them guidance. This shows that distraction is part of the human test, but we are never left without tools to fight back. Finally, it challenges us to transform our homes and mosques into places of living prayer. If we allow distractions to dominate, Shaytan wins. But if we approach Salah with discipline, remembrance, and humility, he is driven away in defeat. So the next time you feel your thoughts drifting during prayer, remember this hadith. Recognize the whisper for what it is. Do not surrender your focus. Seek refuge in Allah, follow the Prophet's guidance, and reclaim your prayer. Shaytan may laugh when the believer yawns, whisper when the believer prays, and tempt when the believer forgets. But he cannot defeat the one who stands firm, aware, and connected to Allah.